Hello everyone, welcome back to the WedPro podcast. We are here with you today. I am Roxy.
And I am Katie.
As you can tell, we are in a very crazy mood today.
Yeah, but we're here. We love it. We're
going up, bringing you the goods.
We're going to be talking how to turn your business from a hobby into a full-time wedding business that you're pursuing. Maybe you've started your business as a hobby, or maybe you're part-time, maybe you've got a job on the go as well. And we want to talk to you how you can take your business full-time and stop doing it on the side and make it your full-time job and main income.
I would say like the majority of clients that we work with, that I've spoken to anyway, do tend to say that they have started from a passion. Maybe they went to a wedding that was doing a service and they thought, there's something missing here that I could provide. And then they've started a business that way. Maybe a friend was getting married and you've made something for them. And then that in turn has meant that now you run a business. So there's lots of things that you then need to do to be able to turn that into a money-making business.
Yeah, and this is it as well. Like a lot of the people inside the industry start because they were getting married and it starts off part-time or a bit of a hobby, and that's exactly how I started actually. So when I started my business from home, it was very much a hobby, just something to bring in a bit of extra cash. And then 12 months in, I was like, I want this to be my full-time income. I want this to be my job. I want to go and get a shop and do this properly. And taking that kind of jump from doing it as a hobby, which is just a bit of part-time extra cash. There's no real pressures on that because you can pick it up and put it down whenever you want to. You can just, you've got income coming in from another source. So you don't need that pressure of that job providing for your family or the overheads that come with running a business or anything like that. But we know we get asked this all the time. We know a lot of clients that work with us want to take their business full time. It's something that we've done inside of our business. So we want to talk to you about our top tips for taking your business to that next level, whether you are starting as a hobby or whether you just want to take your business full time and replace your main income with your business now. It is possible to turn your hobby into a real business. It is possible to take your business from part-time to full-time. It's possible to match your income from your job, and it's possible to even surpass that as well. And the tips that we're going to share with you today are definitely going to help you to do that.
You know what? It is totally possible. And it's once you've got kind of these things in place, everything becomes a lot easier. But these are the foundations of what you need to do to level it up to a full-time business. So first, I want to talk to you about thinking about who your target audience are going to be for your business. Now, this might not always be exactly who the product or service is for, but who is buying it and who is involved in that buying process. For example, when we worked in the bridal shop, very often it was the mother or the mother-in-law that would be buying and paying for the wedding dress, or the bridesmaid's going to be attending the appointments too. You've got to think about how you can target these people in the right way. And the ways we would do that in the shop was we would make ourselves very visible on social media, wouldn't we? We'd do Facebook Lives, we'd do the catwalks, but quite often it's that relationship that you have with the other people other than the bride, the groom, the people getting married that can have a massive impact on whether you actually make that sale or not.
Yeah, I think in terms of just stripping this back a little bit and taking it back to exactly what you said at the beginning about thinking about who your target audience is, a lot of businesses at the beginning make the mistake of thinking, I'm niche enough because I'm targeting the wedding industry and I'm targeting brides or couples, or depending on what you did, we were targeting brides because bridal shop, bridal wear, etc. And that is niche enough, and it's not niche enough at all. You need to be thinking about exactly who your target audience is, thinking about that ideal client. This is something that I didn't do in my business until probably about 2 years in. And then only when I did that did we see things change. And this is something that when we're talking with the clients that we work with, we really go quite deep on who the target audience is, who the ideal client is, because everything follows on from there, from pricing to how we sell our services, to where we're showing up, to how we're showing up, to the language that we're using, to the colours on our website, to the branding, to the places that we show up at wedding fairs, to the consultation process, to the sales journey. Everything stems from who your target audience is. And if something is inside that process, it's usually because we've not honed down on that ideal client enough, or we haven't got an ideal client and we haven't started there. And a lot of businesses, and I definitely fell into this category when I first started my business, of think that they're niche enough because they are targeting weddings. And there's a massive scope of budgets inside the wedding industry. There's a massive scope of tastes and styles and types of couples that you want to work with as well. I want to work with easy couples, and we wanted to work with easy couples in the bridal shop that are open to trying on new styles, have an idea of what they want, but they're open to trying on new things. They're open to listening to our expertise. They respect our time. They turn up to appointments on time. We wanted to work with grooms parties that were organised and would come to the appointments on time, and the same with bridesmaids as well. When we were picking styles of dresses to come into our shop, we had an ideal client in mind of who is this dress for, what the types of brides that are going to love this dress. We went on to design our own dresses. I was thinking about this yesterday, actually. We went on to design our own dress line inside the shop. And again, we started right back. What type of bride is going to be wanting to wear these dresses on their wedding day? What kind of wedding are they going to be having? So if you haven't stopped to think about your ideal client or who your target audience is, or if you've just thought, I'm going after weddings, I'm a florist, I'm going to do any wedding, or I'm a DJ or photographer, I just want to photograph weddings, you're not niche enough, and it will come to bite you in the ass at some point.
It totally will. And I think that the term ideal client, if you have started your business as a hobby, as a side hustle, because you're creative, the word ideal client, I was like, when I first heard it way back when, I'm like, what even is this? It's okay that you haven't got much of an idea about ideal client, but learn. This is the main thing you need to do, is learn. If you want a successful business, you're going to have to learn all of these things. And so often we see and we hear about, my ideal client is somebody getting married. That is not good enough. So really home it in. You want to know your ideal client, your best mate, better than you know yourself.
I think the thing to just remember is that when you target everyone, you target no one, and you want to attract your people. And when you put your messaging out there and you build your products and you build your packages and you market to that person, it's like bees to honey, right? It just sticks. And you weed out very quickly all the people that you don't want to work with, and you laser focus and laser attract the people who you do want to work with. And this is something, it's an easy exercise. You can sit and just think about, who's this person? What does their life look like? What does their wedding look like? What does their social life look like? Where do they shop? What are their family relationships like? What do they value? Where do they work? What kind of income do they have? What kind of holidays do they have? And build it up from there. You want to get it into kind of a short paragraph that you know, and then when you are doing anything in your business, you want to be speaking to that person.
I like that tip a lot. So the next thing, and something that is just equally as important as your ideal client, is what your business is as a brand. And your branding is more than just your logo. Again, a lot of misconception around what a brand is. Another one of those terms that if you've not been in business very long, don't really understand what branding is. It's more than just your logo. So branding is like the whole package of your business, what you look like, what you sound. Again, all falls down to your ideal client, to what you want your branding of your business to be.
Yeah, it's about having a strong brand identity, brand image, your brand personality, tone of voice, these are the components you need to address when developing your brand. And it is definitely not just a logo that you whipped up in Canva or you paid someone £3 for on Etsy and you think that is your brand done. It is all about identifying your audience and then making sure that branding is something that is attractive to that audience, defining your brand personality, then creating your brand assets, so your logo, your colours, your fonts, integrating them across your business, ensuring that's consistent across the board as well. And that's really something that we see a lot of businesses struggle with, don't they? Or say to us, oh, we don't really have a brand, or I don't really have fonts. You want to make sure that your brand is recognizable across the board so that people start to associate your work with your brand, and your brand with the kind of messaging that you want to give people. What do you want people to feel, and what do you want people to associate your business with when they work with you? So is it honesty, integrity? Is it luxury? Is it high end? Do you want to be known as incredible value? Do you want to be known as trustworthy? These are the steps you need to think about and consider when you're coming up with the brand, that real essence of who you are. And then also think about your positioning as well, so where that's going to then position you in the market. But really, your branding is the way you want to be perceived, your brand promises, who your target market is, your brand personality, your positioning inside the market. Are you going to be high end? Are you going to be ultra high end? Are you going to sit more lower end in the market? You're going to be more affordable. Your values as a business as well. The second part that makes up branding is your identities. That's what people think branding is, right? The logo, the color palette, your typography, your fonts, your tone, your messaging. And then the third thing that makes up your brand that a lot of people really forget about is the way that your customers actually perceive you. So, you know, the emotions that they have, that they associate with your company, with your brand, the expectations they have on your brand. And this is why it's so important to get this aligned with the direction of your business and also your pricing and positioning, because the expectation of somebody that pays you 50 grand for your services is going to be different to somebody that pays you £800. You need to be thinking about expectations, setting the right expectations for your brand as well. And really, branding is those three things: the way you want to be perceived, the way your brand presents itself in terms of fonts, colors, etc., and then the way that you are actually perceived by others.
And then once you've got all that, actually what you should do with that information is whack it in some brand guidelines, so then it's accessible all of the time. And just like your ideal client, how you said, create that paragraph, have that accessible. So when you are doing anything in your business, is this on brand? Is this speaking to my ideal client? These are the kind of things that you need to make sure that when you are putting stuff out there in the big wide world from your business, that it's all in keeping with your ideal client and your brand. But yeah, we have, when we first started, can you remember our little branding colours key rings that we did as well?
Yeah, so we had key rings that if we were ever creating anything and we used to work out a lot, didn't we? We'd just be able to know all of our colours.
We had them on a little key ring. That's
Canva, I've still got that key ring. Canva lets you now insert all of your brand colours in your brand that you could just really easily.
Yeah, they've made it really easy now, haven't they? I forgot about that. We had to have a key ring, guys. Come on.
Yeah, they have a branding hub now, so you can just drag and drop your fonts that you use. But yeah, you want it to be easily recognizable. And then if you ever work with a graphic designer or social media manager, or work on somebody with your branding or your website or any aspect of your business, your email marketing, you can just give them those guidelines, and really quick and simple. They are then going to be able to put things out in your tone, in your style, with your fonts, with your colours, and nobody's going to know that it's not you. So it's something to have for the future level of your business as well.
It is. Again, one of those things that your future self is going to thank you for. Okay, so next up, this is something that is so important, and that is investing in good quality imagery. And these images are going to be what sets you apart from looking like the hobby business when you want to look like the professional wedding business. Your customers want to work with a professional wedding business because they know it builds that know and trust. They know that they're not going to be let down. And a hobby business will have other priorities, such as maybe their full-time job. And even if that's that doesn't come across, those images can really set the tone for a business that can look more trustworthy.
And it also just means that you can raise your prices, right? Like better quality,
yes,
better quality branding, better quality images, higher quality images, professional photographs of your work, of your stuff, of the service you provide, of the products that you do, means that you're going to be able to charge a premium for it. And a premium doesn't have to be premium, but it just means I'm going to pay the local odd job man less than I'm going to pay a professional kitchen fitter to do my kitchen, right? Yep. Because the professional kitchen fitter will have been doing this for years. They'll have do this day in, day out. They'll come with a guarantee. The handyman down the road probably isn't going to come with a guarantee, but the price point is going to be absolutely different. And this is what people are going to make the judgment for in your business. It's not just about being a hobby business. Your clients want to be protected in the sense that they know that the supplier is going to turn up. They want to be protected with proper terms and conditions in your contract. And these are the things that are also going to set you apart. Not just having good quality photographs or ensuring that you've got a website that is as professional as you can make it. I know a lot of businesses, especially hobby businesses or businesses that are more part-time, tend to do a lot of this stuff themselves, but you can pull together a professional looking website quite quickly.
There's loads of templates out there, isn't there?
Quite easily, but good quality photographs are going to capture the professionalism of your business. And then, especially if you're looking to transition from kind of part-time into business or from a hobby into a business, charging more for your services and products is going to get you there quicker.
Yeah,
it's just an easy thing to do.
It is. And like when you think about yourselves on a personal point of view, who would you put more trust in? Who would you more likely to work with? Somebody that when you land on their socials or on their website, the images are, or even some stock images look really naff and not on brand, or it's an image that you can clearly see has been done on an iPhone, maybe it's blurry, or are you going to want to work with someone that's got clean, professional images that's completely on brand? Because that's another thing as well, is make sure that your imagery is in line with all your branding bits and bobs that we just spoke about. You're going to want to work with the business that's looking great and is professional. And not only that, not just looking great, that is professional, has got all of the components, as Katie was saying, the terms and conditions. Like, you've got to be professional across the board in everything that you do. So stop thinking like a small business, think like a bigger business.
Yeah, I think the other thing to think is, right, it's a visual, right? So like people want to envisage your stuff, your service, the way you style weddings, the way you create your stationery, the way you photograph weddings. They want to envisage that end product. So you've got to showcase that in the best light possible, because people are going to make decisions like that when it comes to finding your images online. And there is going to be a difference between like the 200 pound, the people that are photographing weddings for 300 quid all day, in the quality of the work compared to the people that are photographing on proper cameras, that have invested in lighting and equipment, and that are charging more of a premium for that. Invest in good quality photographs, invest in the education you need to have terms and conditions, not only to protect your client, but also to protect you. Do you have insurance? Do you have public liability insurance? What's going to happen if somebody trips over your wire or falls over something or gets food poisoning from something, or, you know, there's an allergy that's picked up, or whatever it is? You want to be ensuring that you're insured and protected with strong terms and conditions, a strong contract, and the necessary insurance as well. And that's not even just a client point of view thing, that's just protecting you in your business as well. You don't want to lose your house. Get it in place.
Get it in place, guys. So the next thing that is, oh gosh, this is one actually that, again, we hear about all the time, is that you need to be charging for your time. And we do see this a lot when you've got more of a kind of a side wedding business, or it's more of a hobby, you're not charging for your time. And I don't understand why that is. Like,
people don't know how to price for profit. So they think, oh, if I buy this for this much and sell it for this much, or if I buy the raw materials, let's take a stationery point of view, if I buy raw materials and the paper costs me this much and the embellishments cost me this much and the ink to print it costs me this much, bash, and then I sell it for this much, I'm making a profit. And that's not true. We've got to factor in your time. We've got to factor in, yes, definitely costs, but absolutely your time spent marketing, your time spent delivering things, walking to the post office, all of these things come into meetings, appointments, designing, packaging. All of this equates to your time. And if you're not charging for your time, you're not making any profit.
And then you're not going to have a business that's going to actually make money, because that's what you want. I think what I see a lot of when I speak to businesses is, oh, I love sitting and creating wedding invitations, so I don't charge much, like, because I just love doing it and it's just part of my job. But no, it actually, like, those hours spent are hours that you need to be considering when it comes to pricing your things in your business.
Because how are you going to leave your corporate job or your full-time job or part-time job if you're not replacing hour for hour what you're earning? You've got to think, how many weddings do I need to take on to be able to replace this? And you do need to be charging for your time. If you're struggling to work out how to charge for your services, how to price a profit, you can give us a shout. We'd be happy to work with you and come up with a strategy. Even if you're looking to kind of transition from a hobby business or part-time into full-time inside your business, or just want to get to that next level in your business as well, and you're confused about charging for your time, or confused about pricing your services, or whether you're making a profit or not, get in touch and we can talk to you about a couple of options and how we can help you get there inside your business. You essentially, we talk about this inside of our coaching program, you essentially want to know your effective hourly rate. And that means like all of the time spent inside of your business so that you can then work out your profit. And we talk about this inside of our coaching program, and we work out what everybody's effective hourly rate is, so that then they can decide on tasks in their business, whether they want to outsource those tasks or whether they want to continue to keep doing them. But even before that, you need to know your effective hourly rate so that when you're pricing properly, especially if you want to level up and hit that next level, whether that is from hobby to business or from part-time to full-time, whatever it is, or you want to, even if you want to make more money, even if you're full-time and you want to make more money, it's really super important.
Yeah, I think the kind of the main takeaway from this podcast today is going to be, start as you mean to go on. Don't be in your business for a year and thinking, oh God, like, why didn't I do that in the first place? Gosh, it's going to be a lot more difficult to do it then than it is now. So start as you mean to go on. Get all these things in place right from the off, and then things will be a lot easier down the line. 100% promise.
You don't want to get to filling in your tax return and be like, oh, I've made no money, or I've not even broken even, and you've poured blood, sweat and tears into your business. Get these things right now. The last thing to do, and something I wish I'd done earlier, I know you wish you'd have done earlier as well, is invest in your business. Some of the small businesses we talk about, we spoke to a client yesterday that said this actually, is that wedding fairs are going to come out of her pocket right now because she's not making a lot of money inside of her wedding business. But these are the places where you're going to get to that next level by being in the room, being at the right wedding fairs. If you are at the right wedding fairs in front of your ideal clients and your business is set up well and you understand your ideal client, you're already good at what you do. We know that you're already good at what you do, so you're going to bring it on the day. You are in a room full of your ideal client, right? So you should be making sales. And if you're not making sales and you know that you're at the right wedding fairs, you need to hook us up and we need to have a chat about that, and we'll get you.
Yeah,
we'll get you there. Across the board.
An emergency chat with Katie and Roxy is needed at that point.
If you're at the right wedding fairs in front of your ideal clients, this is marketing gold, right? Like, you're going to be in the room face to face with people who are needing your services and your products, and who are getting married and are in need of the thing that you do. And a lot of businesses think, oh, I don't want to invest 100 quid into a wedding fair or 150 quid into a wedding fair because I'm not making money in my business yet. How are you going to expect to make money in your business then? Like, how are you going to expect to make money? What is your plan? What is your marketing game? What is your marketing plan going forward? How many weddings would you need to take on to cover that expense? how many? And you've got to think about the return on investment. In any investment you're making in your business, you need to think about the return on investment. And I always put the return on investment into two things. Number one, is it going to make you money? So being at a wedding fair, being in front of your ideal clients, is that going to make you money? And the answer is yes, as long as you have researched that fair, as long as the wedding fair organizer has done their job and got couples inside the room to talk to you, as long as you are showing up in an authentic and professional manner, as long as you have got all the things in place in your business that we've already talked about, yes, you should be making sales. You should be making either sales on the day, or you should be retargeting those couples to make sales further down the line by having an email marketing list or getting them to follow you on social media and staying in touch with them and reminding them about your services and what it is that you do. Yeah. But the second thing I look at when we're thinking about return on investment is, does this save me time? And if it saves you time inside your business, that means that you've saved time on a process or a system or whatever it is that you're doing. You can then make more money, freeing you up to go and talk to clients or to go and put proposals together or grow your business or network to grow your business even. It doesn't need to be thousands and thousands of pounds today. It can be investing in those smaller wedding fairs. And we said this yesterday, actually, it's usually the smaller wedding fairs that are better when you're starting and you're smaller and you're a smaller business. Usually it's the smaller wedding fairs that you want to start, those local wedding fairs in the venues that you want to work with, in the venues that your ideal clients are getting married at. It's investing in good SEO for your website so that you know you're going to be getting the hits to your website. You're going to be getting couples to come to you rather than you having to graft to get in front of them. It's going to be on professional images and you know, so that then is going to pay for itself because you're going to be able to charge more for your services and your products. And these are the things that are going to start to attract people to you, because you're showing up like a business and you're not showing up like somebody that does it on a Sunday morning because they've got nothing to do. But the second,
I likened it to in one of my trainings inside of our group coaching. I could like throwing spaghetti at a wall and hoping it sticks. It might stick, it might not stick, but why not? Let's make strategy a little bit more sexy. Let's get some plans together, people, to make sure that your business is going to be a success. No more spaghetti at wall, people. No more of that.
Business is freaking hard. Like you need to be making money. Why? What's the point? What's the point? Yes.
I feel like we've gone all serious. At the beginning, we were all like, oh, we're a bit crazy today. And now we're like, listen, guys, this is serious.
You're talking about spaghetti, so I don't know if we can. But yes, we all want to do it because we love it. Yes, we want to provide couples with the most amazing day that they've ever had. Yes, we've got skin in the game, and everything we do is all about emotion and love and prettiness and gorgeousness and emotions. And we hear this actually from celebrants as well, don't we? That feel some of the celebrants that we work with also do funerals and do grief packages, etc. And a few of them feel almost guilty because it's a difficult time in people's lives and they're providing a service for a difficult time and they feel guilty profiting from that. But you're providing a service to somebody that needs that service, and people want to say goodbye to their loved ones in a special way, and that means a lot to people, and charging appropriately,
yes, definitely,
and with profit ensures that you are able to do that, ensures that you want to be there, that you're going to give this family time, devotion, energy, all of the things that you need. It's going to ensure that you're able to grow, have courses, invest in yourself, invest in books, invest in training that you need. It's going to ensure that you grow your business, that you can help more people. And that works on the wedding front as well. Some of the time we get, I love it, I don't want to charge money for it. It doesn't feel like work because I love it, or I make people happy and that's enough for me. You need more of a reason for that, and happiness doesn't pay the bills, people. Like, my daughter said to me yesterday, actually, she's like, I was making a reel, and she was like, oh, you're doing that because you want to. And I was like, no, honey, these people pay for your dance lessons and they pay for your
bedroom.
Yeah, for all of the stuff that you want. I actually did say your bedroom. Oh no, she was moaning because tomorrow we've got our group coaching call and it's on the evening. I don't not being able to come and say, talk to you. And I was like, but honey, you're fine. Like, you are fine. But I just don't like it. And I was like, tough. Like, these people pay for this and this. And that's what you need to think of. Kindness doesn't pay the bills. Not charging for your time doesn't pay the bills. And we're in a cost of living crisis, people. You need to have your bills covered.
As Casey said a little bit earlier on, if you did want our eyes on your business, whether it's a website audit, social media audit, you're struggling to get the bookings, even though you're showing up in the right places, hit us up. The link's going to be in the show notes for our power hours. We also offer block coaching sessions as well, but whatever you need, I'm sure, just get in touch. We can support you, give you some help. So yeah, link in the show notes will be for that. Really hope that you've taken lots away from this podcast episode today, and we shall see you on the next one. Have a lovely rest of your day. Bye.
Hi.